want to talk about constructing a portfolio where you can get monthly dividends from quality individual stocks every single month. So this is just a quick spreadsheet that I compiled. I actually pulled this data from, it's called dividendsdiversified.com. I will leave a link below so you guys can check out this blog. But this, they did a great job of going out and fetching a lot of this data, figuring out, what stocks pay in what particular months. So yeah, I just want to go ahead and show you a quick little spreadsheet. You can easily create a monthly income stream from just investing in a couple stocks. By all means, do your own research before investing in any particular stock, and don't just invest in a stock because it pays a monthly dividend in the month of February. By all means, you want to focus on having an overall, the best return possible, and you don't want to like just invest into a company just because it pays in a particular month. So do your own research. Make sure you want to make the investment. Make sure you understand what the company does in the first place before you invest into the company. But yeah, the cool thing about the stock market is you can create, something, like this for your individual stock portfolio. It can essentially create you monthly income just solely based on dividends. So this is just an example. There's tons of stocks out there. But theoretically, most of the time stocks pay quarterly. Other than the monthly payers, everyone's favorite, Realty Income. Most standard blue chip companies and really just all stocks in general typically pay quarterly. So these stocks pay the first quarter, the second quarter, the third quarter, and the fourth quarter. However, if you get it's typically the same. So ADP pays on January, right? So the first quarter is January, February, March. So then the next quarter would be April. So then ADP would pretty much repeat. So the idea is all you have to do is purchase 3 stocks from each of these months, and you're going to have a monthly income stream every single month. Now that doesn't work always. There's some like companies I know. Yeah, I know there's some companies out there that don't exactly follow the true like every single month, but typically for the most part, they're going to repeat and pay in the same month that they did in the previous quarter. However, do your own research, make sure that all the months that you want to have a consistent payment in dividends um, is filled out. But yeah, so you can see here, theoretically, I haven't checked the data to make sure it works out every single month. But looking at, the first stock in January is ADP. I love ADP. They have a good moat. So I'm an investor of ADP, but definitely do your own research. You can invest in ADP, Abbott, and Johnson and Johnson. Or if you want to have a different one, you can do Abbott and McDonald's. And then essentially you have 3 stocks and you'll get paid dividends every single month. So really cool here. The cool thing about investing in the stock market is you have the ability to do this. Now, picking individual stocks can be challenging sometimes. So, sometimes you might just be better off to buy a monthly paying dividend stock or monthly paying dividend ETF. Like I think it's either DGRO or DGRW. They invest in dividend stocks and they pay a monthly dividend. I think that's actually DGRW because DGRO is a dividend ETF, but they pay quarterly. So go check that out, DGRW, if you want a monthly paying dividend ETF. And then there's tons of other ones out there. So if you don't want to pick individual stocks, by all means, you don't have to. But I just like the idea of having direct ownership of some of these stocks because essentially that's what Vanguard and Fidelity and all these other brokers are doing. They're going out, they're taking your money, and they're going out and constructing a portfolio of all these individual stocks. So they get the direct ownership of the stocks, and then they just pay you out a certain percentage at the end of the year. So if you want direct ownership and you don't want to go the ETF route or mutual fund route, then yeah, go do this. Go construct a portfolio, investing in different. I mean, it's not going to take much, right? If you want a monthly income stream, you 3 stocks, or buy the whole Realty Income, which I wouldn't recommend that. Just investing in one stock, but But yeah, I just wanted to show a quick little video, show you guys some of this data. I'll leave the link to this blog site so you guys can go and check out. Obviously, you would want to do more research on each stock that you're investing in, whether it's a dividend play, a growth play, a dividend growth play, or whatever it may be. You want to look at that data and make sure the payout ratio makes sense, make sure the PE ratio makes sense for you to get into these stocks at certain parts in time. Obviously, it all varies. So whenever you watch this video, it might be, completely different. So you want to make sure you do your own analysis before you invest into these stocks. Make sure it's a good time to buy them. Ultimately, that would be my advice. But yeah, I think that's it. I just wanted to quickly show that it's not that hard to create a portfolio. Now, as far as when to buy these stocks at the appropriate time, that's something you're gonna have to do on your own, and do your own research with that. And by all means, if you don't want to spend the time to do that research, ETFs and mutual funds are a great way to invest into the stock market as well. So do keep that in mind. I just like I enjoy the hobby of it, researching different companies. So I do it for part of my overall portfolio. The majority of my investments are in ETFs and mutual funds, but my individual stock portfolio, I do enjoy doing research on some of these different companies. But yeah, guys, the combination of this plus options, you can really create um, pretty much your own annuity. That's my plan. Whenever I do retire one day, I'm hoping to be able to, live off my portfolio of dividends, options, because hopefully I'll never have to sell any shares, right? Any shares of, sorry, I was getting a call. Any shares um, of my positions. So I would hopefully just be able to live off, leveraging them with, covered calls and, the dividends. So then essentially I could just stay invested um, throughout my entire retirement and never run out of money. Sorry, the dog's barking in the background. All right, guys. That's it for this video. I just wanted to shoot this, talk about it a little bit, talk about some different ideas for constructing a portfolio. I have created a couple different ones, some different illustrations. I'm working on building out, the website for this YouTube channel, just a place to, store all the calculators I've built, and then I'm thinking about also creating like a dividend calendar, be able to quickly construct one of those or different example dividend portfolios, different example retirement portfolios, just a resource that someone can go to and like, okay, well, if I'm 20 years old, this is an example of what a Roth IRA portfolio could look like, or this is what a dividend growth portfolio could look like, or if someone's close to retirement and they want yield from their portfolio, these are some high quality blue chip stocks that pay a decent yield and have healthy payout ratios and so on. I know that can be a lot, but I definitely want to try to build something like that just to provide a resource for people like me getting started, and just wanted to educate myself a little bit more from other people's experience too. So that's how I learned um, a lot when I first got started. So, all right, guys, if you stayed this long, thanks for listening to me ramble on. That's it for the video today. Have a great weekend, everybody.